Why do we behave the way we do? What is behavior in the first place? In short, it is how you respond to the environment, what is happening around you, your responses towards that. What does environment do to your behavior? Let's see that. Our generation was brought up in a very strict environment. We were raised on a staple diet of behave yourself. What did it mean? It meant you had to be polite, you had to be hardworking, respect elders, and no tantrums. This was so both at home and in school. Did it make stereotypes of all good boys and good girls? At home, we siblings were as different as chalk and cheese. And in school, there was a complete array of all shades of mischief and menace. Why so? What happened? What happened? What did environment do to you? This led scientists to believe that environment is not all. There is something more to it. And that is the inherent biological qualities in each one of us. In their own words, it is nature and nurture. Much of our behavior is learnt after our birth. Our brains are wired in such a way that we are equipped to learn new skills, new techniques with every changing environment, so we can adapt to the changing environment. As there are different growth phases, each phase has a typical behavior pattern. Let's look at a newborn child. When the mother takes the baby for the first feed, the baby is ready for sucking at the nipples. Nobody taught her. This is inborn or inherent in the baby. Little later, you ring the bell on right side. The baby slowly turns its head, looks at the bell. You repeat this several times. Then, along with the ringing bell, you also feed the child with some sweet water. The baby is happy to lap it up. Repeat this again several times. The baby is happy with all this. Now, you just ring the bell and don't give the water. The baby is expecting it, waiting for her reward. This is learned behavior. And this is inborn behavior and plus the learned behavior. The baby is growing fast. Let us call this as look, listen and learn phase of behavior, learning of behavior. Baby is growing fast. The brain is growing in size very rapidly, assimilating all that is happening around, new experiences and exploring the situations. My 2.5-year-old grandson once told me, "Dadi, don't eat Mentos." I asked why. He says, "No lights are coming." This is all courtesy "Dimag ki batti jala de" commercial that he saw on the television. He did not stop just at that. He experimented, ate a Mentos, there were no lights. He analyzed the situation. He reasoned, and then he came to conclusion that Mentos don't put on the lights. This is the beginning of logic building. So the child is growing with various stimuli that are coming towards him, and he's learning new things every day. Looking at adult behavior, we talk in terms of temperament, attitudes, personality and character. What is temperament? Some people are happy all the time. Some are shy, some are sad, and some are angry. You cannot change it, but you can certainly mold it. Your anger you can control. Your shyness you can control. And your sadness, start thinking positively and become a little more happier. Coming to attitudes, these are very complex mental beliefs that we put on later in life. I can tell you a story that I happened to witness. A young girl, after returning from a trip abroad, is walking around in the corridor where some of her colleagues are sitting and watching. She trips and falls down, and her instinctive response was "Amma," which rapidly changes into "ouch," because she thinks "ouch" is more fashionable, more to the times, and she wants to correct her behavior. This is what happens when you put on attitudes. Your morals, your reasoning, everything changes, You change your attitudes towards making others happy or whatever. So attitudes can change, temperament remains the same. Look at this chart. Let's look at the personality now. Personality tells you what you are. It can be modified with education, the company that you keep, and so on. It is kind of projecting yourself in a group, in an environment. Coming to the character, it is shaped both by environment and inborn qualities. It's a component of your personality. It is added on up above your temperament. This also doesn't change much. It tells you of your moral, your ethical and reasoning qualities. So, we have seen how adult behavior is guarded by your temperament, attitudes, personality and character. But what are these biological factors? Around 1870s, the famous Francis Galton came out with an idea that behavior is guarded by heredity. Heredity means genes. Now, role of genes in behavior can be very baffling. Look at a child brought up by very aggressive parents. If the child becomes aggressive later in life, would you call it genes or parenting? To understand this, scientists have resorted to twin and adoption studies. See, we all share our genes coming from our parental alleles. Fraternal twins and siblings are similar in the sense they share similar kind of alleles from parents. But identical twins have same genes. They are identical in their gene pattern also. So identical twins brought up in the same environment and separated at birth can give you an idea of what is biological and what is environmental. Similarly, adoption studies, if you bring in a child of the same age and bring them up together, you can make out what is environmental and what is genetic. These studies are beginning, only the first step, and these have been they have tried to analyze aging, addictions, BMI, your body mass index, your personality, etc., by studying twin and adoption methods. Human behavior is polymorphic in the sense that it is controlled by both genes and environment. We have seen that. Genes can be a single gene, we call it Mendelian genetics, or many genes. When it is many genes, they act in an additive manner. Look at this. You can be annoyed, and you will frown. But at times you can be furious and blow up. Similarly, you can give a gentle Mona Lisa smile or give a broad toothy smile. You see, it looks like the genes operating inside a rheostat, gentle or full. So now you have seen that genes and environment can modify your behaviors. As I said, twin and adoption studies are only the beginning. You have to do gene scans at entire genome level to understand human behavior. It's very baffling. Look at this. 2 chain smokers. One can get cancer and the other doesn't get cancer. Similarly, 2 friends. One can go on eating without adding a kilogram, whereas the other one has to count every morsel to regulate his weight. Such baffling situation is really challenging, and the behavior genetics is a challenging field for anybody to work on. Currently, a whole group of scientists are working on schizophrenia, bipolar behavior, alcoholism, using not only twin studies but gene scans, entire genome scans, and so on. So, friends, biology and environment makes you what you are. In their own words, it is nature and nurture. We live in an environment, so genes cannot function in vacuum. But genes and environment are not rivals, not adversaries. They do not compete with each other. In fact, their subtle interactions make us what we are as unique individuals. Even identical twins are unique in their own way. Isn't it beautiful? So, let us say our good old grandmothers had come out with an adage, you are what you eat. I'll go one step ahead and say, you are how you behave. Genes and environment have made you what you are, unique. You can modify your behavior to a certain extent, positive thinking, control your anger, greed, and so on, and you can be winners all the way. Good luck. Thank you.